Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, as you can see, I got three knives here. This is another kind of three quick, rapid reviews. I wanted to talk about each of these, and I'll explain why they are not staying in my collection. Each one of them is a fantastic knife in its own right, but for me personally, it doesn't really work, and I'll explain each one. I'll kind of go into detail a little bit more. But without further ado, let's start off with, the Balisong. So, the first knife, this is the one I've had the longest. I think I've had this for about 3 weeks now. And when I first got it, I was actually not a huge fan of it off the bat. It's very light, which I don't mind how light it is. But I think what it is that throws me off a little bit is this blade, but we'll get into it. Overall, this is a really nice channel design. This is the SlifT T from MachineWise. I was always intrigued by this model. I like the idea of a cheaper channel titanium balisong. You know, that's always been a premium, and when he came out with one at this price point, it stood out. It really did. It's right around that $400 range. I got it secondhand for $400, and for fit and finish, it's phenomenal. Very little play, no tap whatsoever. I'm not the first owner, and you can tell this thing's been tipped. It's been used. It's not nearly sharp or anything anymore. So it's been heavily used, and it's still got great tolerances. The best thing about this is the sound. This thing is super ringy. Here, so just to give you guys a little sound test, and that's without oil. I haven't oiled this thing in a while. But as I said, this is going to be leaving my collection, unfortunately. Although it is a cheaper titanium channel balisong, it is still $400. So if I don't love it, it's not going to stick around, especially a balisong. And there's just a lot of new balisong coming out that I really want to try. But kind of let's get into this. The milling is phenomenal. The way he did this, it almost achieves that sandwich design. You know, like the benefits of the BRS replica, right? Sandwich design, it benefits because you've got this grip right here. Whereas something like the Serif, it's just a flat piece of titanium. So having this cutout here and having it go so deep is really, really nice. It helps with the grip a lot. And the grip it's not great on this. And it looks like it should be good. This is a very shiny, slippery balisong. It reminds me of like a Kraken, but it doesn't have the texture. Like, it's got the cutouts, but they're very rounded. Everything on this knife is smooth, it feels nice, but flipping, it slips out of the hand a lot. You know, when you compare it to something like the Replicant that's G10, it's not even close. And even something on like the Serif, these little chevrons, they actually do provide pretty good grip. But on this, it's just the cutouts, and I kind of wish that these were more aggressive. I think that if these cutouts, you can see like the big knockdown edges, and if these were more aggressive, it would just be a better flipping experience overall. The next thing I'll say is, I got a new balisong in the other day. It is the Empusa from Fellowship Blades. I'll be making a complete separate video on this knife, but I wanted to kind of bring up what I like about this knife and what I dislike about this one. It's kind of, you can see in the blade shape here, it's thin and the weight kind of goes towards the tip. And what that does is it helps carry the momentum. This knife, the blade is kind of the same size throughout. And what that does is it makes it feel really neutral, but it doesn't carry momentum as well. This thing performs great in the air. And like I said, it sounds really good, but it's a little slippery and it doesn't carry momentum as well as something like the Fellowship blades, Empusa or Medusa. So just that's kind of my opinions about it. I know people rave about it. I know people have said that this isn't their favorite, and for me, of the ones I've tried, I like this better. I had a oh man, his trainer, I forget what they call it. I had his trainer with the live blade though, the Prisma. I had the Prisma handles with a live blade. I believe it was the Merit Light live blade. It was one of the first drops. And I liked that less than I like this. So this isn't my least favorite MachineWise. It's just one of. And honestly, I would have no problem keeping this if I didn't have so many others that I want to check out, one, and two, that I just enjoy flipping more. So that is the MachineWise SlifT T, and is the V2. So the next one that I wanted to talk about is this guy. This is the Vero Mini Axon frame lock. This is the full stonewashed version with the stonewashed sheep's foot blade and the titanium stonewash handles. So I got this second hand as well, but it seems to be pretty brand new. I believe he was the original owner, the guy I bought it from. And this was another one because I love, let me get that one. As you guys know, I absolutely raved. I've absolutely raved about the Mini Synapse, and the fit and finish is right on par. I really like the way that this thing carries. I really like the way that it feels, and I love the way that it looks. The front flipper with the kind of that cutout tab that the Synapse has too. It's really nice. And yeah, I mean, it's just, as you can see, it's a small knife. Both of these minis, it's actually, yeah, it's about the same size when you compare them. Here, let's open them up and lay them right next to each other. But I mean, you compare it to something like a Nimble, you can see it's a small knife, and the Nimble's a small knife. So but anyway, so, and usually I like small knives, so the fact that this thing isn't sticking around, it's not because it's not a good knife. I think what it is for me, I don't prefer stonewashed, especially in a knife like this where it has kind of like a fuller instead of a hole. This edge right here is really smooth. There's almost no edge that you can feel. Whereas on this, on the belt satin, you can feel that edge. Like it's not sharp, but it's definitely there. And it makes it easier to do that reverse Spidey flick. And I think even with this flipper tab on this, it's got decent jimping. Like there's definitely a bite to it, and it makes it effortless to do the flip. Whereas on this, with the front flip, it's so smoothed down because of that heavy stonewash. This actually doesn't have terrible jimping. It works every time. Like I can't really like fail it or anything. But I will say that with the Spidey flick, I can slip off. Like I was just flipping this knife the other day, not really thinking, and I was slipping off just like that. So, you know, I think I would love to try this knife just with the belt satin blade instead of the stonewash. But other than that, this is a phenomenal piece. I love the size. The ergos, they're just like the Mini Synapse, if not better, honestly. The ergos are a little bit more neutral, and I don't know, something about Vero and the way that they design their handles, simple, sleek, and it works really well. So this is another one that I wish I could keep. I think I might try it again with the belt satin finish, but not sure. Also, I wanted to note this clip is absolutely amazing. It just, I don't know. I love, so many knives can get held down by their clips. Not a pun, actually held down, like it can actually hurt them. And, you know, there's nothing worse than like that, like the Trevor Burger EMP EDC, or Trevor Burger Urban EDC supply. This guy, let's get him. The LC. This is a phenomenal knife. Love everything about it. And then it has a terrible clip with a shit ton of retention that is just going to destroy any pants you put it in. It kills it. And so when you have a clip that's just so simple, nice deep carry, like that's all I need, you know. Don't overthink it, and I like that Vero doesn't overthink that. So again, great knife. It's got good action, and one that I wish I could keep. It's just, like I said, I think I'll try a different version. Maybe it'll work out for me. But last knife on the list is this Chaves 229. And just to show you the absolute ridiculous size of this guy, there's the Mini Axon frame lock next to it. This thing is a beefy boy. And like I said, this will not be sticking around, unfortunately. I got this in a trade, and so this was secondhand. I am not the original owner, but this frag scale just looks so clean. And there is something beautiful about this this dual grind, kind of this combo grind right here. It's got like this flat right here, and then it's got a nice hollow. It looks really clean. I love the aesthetics of this knife. The fit and finish is phenomenal. Chaves does a great job on that. And I believe these are made by Rhea, but it's so funny. This clip is awesome. Speaking of clips, I love this clip. You know, it's got this flair to it, but it works. Like, it just works well. Like, gosh, it kills me when there's a bad clip on a knife. But anyway, centered, action's phenomenal, detent, perfect, that Riot detent. I believe, yeah, everything's great about the knife. It's massive, you know, and for me, for what I carry, for what I wear, I'm usually wearing shorts. I'm not carrying a big knife. I don't need a big knife. And that's kind of where I'm at with this. I would, you know, you can kind of use this up here as a choil. It would be nice if they knocked this corner down a little bit so you could get a little bit more in here, but I actually have no problem using it. It gets a little sketchy if I was doing like some hardcore cutting, but the ergos are good. The minimal jimping works because it's so sharp and so aggressive that it digs in well. I like kind of how if you see the blade kind of leads into the handle jimping, they like keep the space the same. Looks cool. A little touches like that I appreciate. I like the clean pivot. I like the whole black and silver look they got going on this one. But again, it's just the size. I mean, look, this thing drops, and it's got such a strong detent, and it works because it's got such a chunker of a knife on there. I mean, look at see the thickness. Let's compare. I know I'm comparing it to like literally the smallest knife right now, but I just want to show you guys how beefy this guy is. But if you're into big knives, this is definitely one of my favorites that I've tried. Like I said, fit and finish phenomenal, action phenomenal. Aesthetics phenomenal. Ergo's phenomenal. This is just a great knife that just should not be with me. I need to send this thing out to somebody who's actually going to carry it and use it and appreciate it for what it is. So that's kind of where I'm at. These are the 3 that I went over today. So kind of like I said, rapid reviews of stuff that I'm not going to be sticking around. I'm going to do a full length video on this this Fellowship's Blades Empusa that I got recently. So I'll be comparing that to the Medusa, and I'm going to do some cool stuff with that. But I wanted to get these in because I need these. I need the funds for these, but I wanted to talk about them because I like each one of them. And, you know, I'm not selling them because they're not good knives. I'm just selling them happenstance, my preference. You've heard the deal. So either way, I totally appreciate your guys' support. We just hit 100 subscribers, so I'm definitely going to do a giveaway. I need to figure out which knife I want to do. I have a couple Civivis. I wouldn't even mind giving them both away, but that'll be a separate video. I'll figure something out pretty soon here. But again, thank you guys for 100 subs. It means the world to me. And you know, at the end of the day, I'm not doing this for the subs. I'm not doing this to make money. I just do this for fun. And it's a hobby that I like. So any comments, any likes, any subscribers make my day. And again, appreciate you guys. Love you guys. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks.